Welcome to our play date. We're here to have some fun. It's time to sing and read and play using our imagination. So clap your hands and stomp your feet and dance all around. Then lift your hands up to the sky and sit on the ground. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the ICES Tuolumne Playdate, where we read, sing, and play together. Today, we're going to be playing and making moon sand, but we're not going to be using actual sand. Can you believe that? Crazy stuff over here. But I'm not going to be reading a book. I will be giving away some really cool books all about different scientific elements in the world, like storms and weather, rocks and minerals, volcanoes and planets. So grown-ups, if you'd like to be entered to win one of those free books, remember to like, comment, and share this video. And you don't have to like, comment, and share right around 11 o'clock. If you can't get on here and watch until the afternoon, you can like, comment, and share then and still be entered to win. Well, today I'm going to show you how to make moon sand using just 2 ingredients. We're going to need some flour, and you can use wheat flour. Today I'm going to experiment with coconut flour, and you're going to need some oil. I'm going to use baby oil, but you can also use cooking oil that you have in your kitchen, like olive oil or vegetable oil. Let's go ahead and get started with our moon sand. Okay, so the typical measurements for making moon sand with flour and oil is 1/4 cup of oil for every 2 cups of flour. Now, since I'm using coconut flour, I might have to experiment with my ratios because coconut flour doesn't really absorb liquid the same way that wheat flour does. So today we're going to do an experiment, and I don't know what the outcome's going to be. That's part of the fun. So I'm going to go ahead and start with getting some flour. Ooh, that coconut flour smells really sweet. Okay, now I'm going to just kind of add my oil gradually since I'm not certain those ratios are going to be exactly the same as they would be if I was using wheat flour. You can see that there's these clumps in my flour. So in order for it to really get mixed in well, I'm going to have to dig in with my hands. Now, if you are playing with and caring for children who are infants and toddlers and they're still in that stage of exploration where they like to put things in their mouth, it would be a really good idea to substitute that baby oil with olive oil or some vegetable oil, just so we don't have to tell them no every time they try to explore with this activity. Now, you can't feel this at home, but I can tell you what I'm feeling. This type of flour is a little more grainy than wheat flour. It might be a fun experiment at home to try out different kinds of flour and test their textures, how they are different and how they are alike. Okay, I think it's pretty well mixed in. Now I might want to use some sandbox type toys to do molding with this sand because moon sand holds its shape really well without you needing to get it wet. Isn't that cool? You could make your own shapes out of there. You could even flatten it out and practice writing some letters. Hmm. Now, if you're a child care provider and maybe you don't have sand toys at home and you're in need of those types of supplies, Infant Child Enrichment Services has a lending library where you can borrow materials such as sand toys for playing with the children in your care. And you can learn more about that by visiting our website and going to the Child Care Provider Resources page or contacting our office directly to ask for materials. One of the legs stuck in my starfish. But look, you can even see the bumps on there. That's cool. Isn't it fun to play with sand? You can create anything you want when you play with sand. Oh, look, I got a duck. It reminds me of the Five Little Ducks song. You want to sing that song with me? Maybe I can make 5 ducks while we're singing. 5 little ducks went up one day over the hills and far away. Mother duck said quack, 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 but only 4 little ducks came back. 4 little ducks went out one day over the hills and far away. Mother duck said quack, 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 but only 3 little ducks came back. 3 little ducks went out one day over the hills and far away. Mother duck said quack, 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 but only 2 little ducks came back. 2 little ducks went out one day over the hills and far away. Mother duck said quack, 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 but only 1 little duck came back. 1 little duck went out one day over the hills and far away. Mother duck said quack, 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 but none of the 5 little ducks came back. So sad Mother duck went out one day over the hills and far away. Mother duck said quack, 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 and guess what? All of the 5 little ducks came back. That is so much fun. Yes. If you decide to do this activity and you want to share the outcome of your experiment, maybe you try wheat flour, maybe you try a different kind of flour, and you want to share what the outcome of your experiment is with us, you can send us a picture or a video. Show us what you did with your moon sand. That was so much fun making that moon sand. And as it turned out, the measurements for the wheat flour turned out to work just fine with the coconut flour. And I even noticed that that coconut flour was more grainy, which made it feel even closer to actual sand. So, as a reminder, you can always experiment with different materials and share those experiments with us. We'd love to see what you find out. Remember, grown-ups, if you don't have materials like sandbox toys and you would like access to those, if you're a caregiver in Tuolumne County, you can contact our office to learn more about our lending library or visit our website and go to our child care provider resources page to learn more about access to our lending library. And remember today, I'm giving away these really cool books about different elements of Earth and our planets. So if you want to be entered to win one of those books, remember to like, comment, and share. Hey kiddos, I'm so glad you joined us today. Thank you so much and have fun going to play. We wish you good health, we wish you happiness, and we wish you good times with family and friends. And grown-ups, if you want to stick around for a minute or two, I'd love to talk to you more about the developmental benefits of playing with sand and other things like moon sand that we made today. Children really benefit from playing with sand in many ways. First of all, having unstructured playtime gives children the opportunity to explore and use their imaginations and be creative. It also gives them opportunities to work out problems by themselves. Solving problems is a really important skill for children to have later in life. So, opportunities to play with sand can also enhance their problem solving skills. In addition to that, because they're using tools and they're using their fingers and hands, that can actually promote their fine motor skills, which are really important for as they get older and they're learning to write. So, the more that they have opportunities to play with materials like sand and use things like shovels and buckets and cars driving through sand, the more opportunities they have to build the muscles and dexterity of their hands. A really great way to build social skills is to play with sand. Now, right now, because we are doing social distancing, it can be a little bit challenging to provide that opportunity for children if you're wanting to keep germs to themselves. So, a suggestion I have for you is to make that moon sand in separate containers for each child so they can still play together with the same materials, but maybe not sharing that same space. And also, language and literacy can be enhanced through playing with sand. Children are excited when they're playing with sand, they're enjoying themselves, and it's really easy to start engaging them in conversations about their play, about how things feel, about what shapes they're making, what they're building. Can you make tracks in the sand with your car? Are the tracks big? Are they small? So, grown-ups, there are lots of developmental benefits to sand play. And again, if you need materials, you can contact our office and see if we can help you with that. If you are a family, friend, or neighbor and you are looking for more support or education in child development so that you can provide and enhance the care that you're providing to the children in your lives, you can visit our website at www.icesagency.org. That's www.icesagency.org. Or you can call our office directly. Thank you again for joining us today. We'll see you next week. Bye.